a two, a one, two, three.
Hello, I'm Nicky Stockman and I'm Project Coordinator for the Vaughan Williams Folk Project, which has been running at the East Anglian Traditional Music Trust since the summer of 2022. The project's funded by the National Lottery Heritage Fund and aims to bring to life the manuscripts of music and song collected by Vaughan Williams across East Anglia. As part of this project, we've been working with professional artists, musicians and tutors in a range of schools and community groups. And in the rest of this film, you can see some of the results of what we've been up to.
I'm Assistant Head and Head of Music at Wesley Middle School. So I've worked with the Trust before doing a maypole dancing session with Alex Bartholomew, and then I was emailed, so on a list to see whether I wanted to get involved, and of course I immediately said yes, because it's the type of thing that, well, it's the culture, it's British culture, and it's good that the children know about these things and are involved in them. Today there's so much pop music and we forget about our roots as people, and folk music is the music of the people, and I don't want songs as great as Drunken Sailor, for instance, to get lost. It is part of our heritage, and if we don't teach it in schools, then where else are they going to learn it?
So I'm Nicky Stockman.
And I'm Erin Brown.
We've been working with Millfield Primary School in the town of Littleport, and we've been teaching them all about local dance and about songs collected in Cambridgeshire by Vaughan Williams.
Yeah, we've been in for two different sessions, and we've covered quite a lot in those two sessions, and then it ended in a performance to 3 other years in the school. So we started off teaching them a lovely song called John Barleycorn, which was collected in Fen Ditton in 1906.
And then we sort of moved from harvest and corn and barley through the year towards May, and we worked on the Cambridgeshire May song.
The school were quite keen that we did the local Fenland type of dancing, the broom dancing, because they had done it before in a past project that Nicky had ran. So we thought we'd put the broom dance to the tune of the Cambridgeshire May song, didn't we? So we taught them the last verse of the Cambridge May song, and then we went into the broom dance.
Yeah, so that song was collected in 1907 by Vaughan Williams in the village of Falmere, and Erin told some interesting stories about Hoppy Flack, who was the singer, that she'd found out about what he used to do.
Yes, he used to go round at midnight on May the 1st, and he'd hand out sprigs of May blossom to all the houses around Falmere, and in exchange for either a little bit of money or, in his case, sometimes a pint of ale. There's even some stories that actually he had so many pints of ale that he ended up in a ditch. But it's funny as well, this song has actually then been used by Vaughan Williams in a very short snippet of one of his operas. And yes, you can hear this tiny little song being sung as the crowd come in the distance and things. I have a bag on my right arm, tied with a silver string, and all it wants is a little of the gold to bind it well within. And now my song is almost done, no longer can I say, God bless you all, both great and small, and bring you a joy
then we talked to the kids all about the fact that you didn't have Xbox, you didn't have Glastonbury on the television to watch on a Saturday evening. So people would get together and do country dancing to celebrate, get together and amuse themselves, really. So again, we used another of the local tunes collected by Vaughan Williams. This one from a man we don't know so much about called Ginger Clayton. And this was collected in 1907 in Meldreth and was in fact collected as a song, but we've adapted it, changed it around a bit to make it fit a country dance.
Yeah, so we used the country dance Boston Tea Party, which is written by Jean Butler, and we adapted some of the moves for them, and they really worked in teams to get together, and it was really nice to see their teamwork come through, and really lovely to hear them and see them dancing to this tune that's a local tune.
Hi everyone, so yeah, I'm Ben Vomberg Clark, and we're here just having done a recording session in this nice hall in Grays, and I'm actually from just down the road in Brentwood, and I run the University of Essex Choir, which is in North Essex, and so I was contacted by the people who have started up this project. They found out through that, and to sort of come and get some of these kids singing some of this lovely folk music, and I've loved it. So we trawled our way through this long PDF, which is all of the folk songs that Vaughan Williams collected in Essex. And it was quite an adventure looking through them all. And Ed, the principal here, and I had to look through and stumbled upon this song, Van Diemen's Land.
I'm Ed Keynes, and I'm principal at Woodside Academy.
Why in particular Vaughan Williams?
Well,
what drew you to
Vaughan
Vaughan Williams?
Vaughan Williams has been special to me since I first heard Fantasia, which was when I was at school. And I think I actually heard it on a visit to the planetarium. I think they were playing it there. And I thought this is so beautiful. And I had a recording of it. I just love Vaughan Williams. And then when I was at college, and we were always looking for bits of music, and we were looking in junk shops for books, and there was this old book, and it was a very tatty copy of Vaughan Williams's Songs from Eastern Counties with piano accompaniment, and in this book was Bushes and Briars, and it actually said it was collected from Essex, engraved in Essex.
I mean, this folk song tradition is, everyone around here would have been singing it and would have had their songs. It wouldn't have been a question of, hi, can you sing, which is such a depressing question. So I just feel that we need to do as best we can to remind children at a young age that actually that's something that we should all do, and it's really nice and fun. You go down the road to the London Stadium, everyone is singing the West Ham songs, but they don't kind of sing in their normal life. And I'd love to get it more normal again, and this is what Vaughan Williams was doing. He was desperate to capture a tradition that was dying out, and they worried so much about some of these great tunes that no one would know what they are. And I came across the tunes via him singing to start with, some of the great ones like I heard the voice of Jesus saying da, 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 da. When I learned the actual original words he heard were about sort of some ghastly murder with some woman being chopped up under the floorboards. So, let's keep this thing alive, Certainly post-COVID, people were scared of singing, weren't they? And especially there's a generation of kids who grew up through that, for 3 years of their life, being told that singing is dangerous. So we've got to do our best to reverse it. These songs are, accessible, they're interesting, they got good tunes, and they're not kind of viewed as this high art like opera where people worry that they can be involved or not. A folk song is for everyone, isn't it? And it's quite obvious that from the style. So let's get everyone in. Let's get them doing it. 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3.
My name's Tracy Rayner. I work for Suffolk County Music Service and I'm their events manager. And as part of being their events manager, I get to manage this amazing project, part of which you see behind me, which is a huge celebration of the first year of learning of some primary school instrumentalists who've been learning as a whole class an instrument with a teacher for the whole year. And this is a celebration of everything they've achieved over the year. So it's one of my pleasures that I get to manage this. I think what drew us to getting involved in the project was we received an email just before Christmas from the East Anglian Traditional Music Trust actually inviting us to a seminar of Vaughan Williams 150 at the Museum of East Anglian Life. And as part of that there was a string project which we've also done, but there was also the hint of a primary vocal project in it as well. And vocal's my thing. I love to sing, and I was a singing teacher before this, and I love to work with large groups of children. So things started connecting, and I dropped the lovely people at the East Anglian Traditional Music Trust an email and said, what can we do together? I met with Nicky in January actually. When you get three creatives in a room, it's always sparky, so basically the three of us didn't stop talking. But we were batting ideas backwards and forwards as how we could reach the maximum amount of children with this amazing project. This kind of music absolutely mustn't get lost, it's our heritage. And so I said, well look, I teach a song on the day to 2,500 children at the end of the summer term. Why can't it be your song? And so we started the long process of finding the best song that we could that was collected by Vaughan Williams in our area. How have the kids responded? I think it's depended largely on the venue that we've worked in, because we've worked in 5 different venues over the last week. It depends on the size of the group you're working with. So we've worked with some small groups of 120, and then this group, which is huge, it's 350. And the dynamics within that are always very different. But what has come out from all of it is that they absolutely latch into the chorus, which is what I thought they'd do. The challenges they've had is there's some archaic language, and so we've spent some time in the workshops unpacking the language, and you might see that I use actions for trying to help them remember the language that we're using. So we do weigh anchor and we do unfurl the sails. And when they see that, it triggers them. They think, oh yeah, that's what we're supposed to be singing. I work differently with a big group than I do with a little group. And I read the energy in the room. So, if they're flagging, I'll stop and I'll come back to it later on. But, it's been an overwhelmingly positive response. And I really do hope that they go and engage further with this. There's been a lot of interest from the teachers, some of whom have emailed me and said, tell me more. I think it's really important to engage with our traditional music from East Anglia. I'm a Suffolk girl. I'm born and bred. My family comes from Laxfield and that area. And I heard tales from my dad of the old boys sitting around in the low house at Laxfield and singing and having their hot pokers that they would dip in their beer. And that kind of heritage is dying out, and it's really sad. We don't know what we don't know, and so it's up to people like us to try and bring it back into popular culture so that it doesn't get lost.